What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the possibility of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield getting even more DLC content that could be coming very soon. Now in the beginning of the year, we had a Pokemon Direct which happened in January, and this pretty much revealed that Pokemon Sword and Shield is actually going to be getting DLC in the form of an expansion pass, and that if you paid an additional $30, you could get an additional 2 DLC packs, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, which adds new Pokemon and other new features into the game. And so this was pretty much like the confirmation that we weren't going to be getting any mainline Pokemon games this year, but rather Pokemon Sword and Shield was just going to be getting more content in the form of DLC. But now I've got a potential leak or rumor here about what we could expect from the Crown Tundra, as well as the possibility that Pokemon Sword and Shield could be receiving even more DLC and that there could be another expansion pass on the way. Now before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that I am doing a special giveaway of a digital code for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This game has actually become my favorite video game of all time. It has been that good. I played the whole game on stream, and it's just a really fun game. There's so many cool plot twists and story elements and things like that. So if you guys are interested in getting this game, all you gotta do is click the link in the description. I'll also make it the pinned comment in this video. You'll get taken to my Twitter, where you basically just have to follow me and retweet that tweet, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. It's gonna end in a couple days, so definitely be sure to enter if you want to have a chance to win. But yeah, it's been a while since we've talked about Pokemon leaks and rumors on this channel, and I kind of want to get back into doing that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click the like button and let me know down below if you guys want to see some more Pokemon content. But yeah, the leak that we have right here about the Crown Tundra, so the first information that we have about it is that it says here that there's going to be no new Galarian Forms. And this is actually something that I feel like could be very possible. The thing with the Isle of Armor was a lot of people were predicting that the Isle of Armor was going to be getting multiple new Galarian Forms. I mean, we already knew about Slowbro and Slowpoke, but some people were thinking there were going to be just other new Galarian Forms that they didn't tell us about, and we were just going to be surprised. But once the Isle of Armor did release, we all found out that there actually wasn't any more new Galarian Forms, and basically Slowpoke and Slowbro were the only new ones. And so from that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Crown Tundra also doesn't end up having any new Galarian Forms. But the next thing that it says here is that there's also going to be no new Gigantamax Forms. And this is a little bit unusual because even the Isle of Armor did give us some new Gigantamax Forms. We of course had them for Urshifu, and then of course we had them for our starter Pokemon as well, where all your starter Pokemon got some new Gigantamax Forms. So it's kind of weird that there's not going to be any new Gigantamax Forms potentially inside of the Crown Tundra. But then again, it could be a possibility. I mean, the only new Pokemon that I think we know about from the Crown Tundra is like that new Pokemon Calyrex. We don't know anything about it in terms of having a Gigantamax form, so maybe it's not going to have a Gigantamax form, and since all the other legendary Pokemon and things like that are going to be in there, maybe there's just not going to be anything in terms of Gigantamax forms. It says here that following Pokemon are going to return, and this is something that I feel like is pretty likely. I mean, in the Isle of Armor, it was a pretty big surprise to see that following Pokemon were actually a thing. It is a little bit buggy though. For some Pokemon, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and they kind of just like teleport to you. But it's kind of cool that there is still a form of following Pokemon inside of the Isle of Armor, and I think it would make sense for it to happen in the Crown Tundra as well. It's not really possible in like the main region of Galar, and that's mostly because some of the paths are kind of linear, whereas the Isle of Armor is completely open and you can move the camera freely and go wherever you want. And we know that all of the DLC is going to be like this, so even when we get the Crown Tundra, it's going to be fully open and you're going to be able to walk in any direction that you want. So that's why it would make sense for following Pokemon to be able to return into that as well. It says here that Galarian Slowking is going to be a Ghost and Psychic type, and this is kind of to be expected. I feel like every single potential leak about Galarian Slowking has said this, so it doesn't really surprise me. Then it also says here the white horse named Shiragassas is a fairy type, and the black horse named Kuragassas is a dark type. And I think those kind of sound like Pegasus names, so are we going to get some new Pegasus Pokemon? I don't think we've actually seen anything about this, so that would be really cool if it's going to be like kind of hidden in there and we just discover new Pokemon, new legendary Pokemon when we actually play the Crown Tundra for ourselves. That would actually be a very nice surprise. And then it says here the Galarian birds, so Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, the 2 brand new Regis, and these 2 new Pegasus Pokemon, as well as Calyrex cannot be shiny, so it makes sense that those would be shiny locked. And the last thing that it says here about the Crown Tundra is after completing the Crown Tundra, you can encounter legendaries, and so we do know that all of the past legendaries are going to be returning into the Crown Tundra. They basically showed that to us in the trailer, so it makes sense like after you're done kind of like the story aspect of the Crown Tundra, that's when you're going to be able to go into like raids and probably be able to find like Landorus and Thundurus and all those other old legendary Pokemon. And now we've got potential information about the new DLC which could be coming to Sword and Shield, and so it says here that the DLC is going to be called the Scepter C, and that it's based on Ireland, and there's going to be new Gigantamax forms for Metagross and Komao. Komao's G-Max move is called G-Max Soul Blaze, which will boost a random stat by 2 stages, and Metagross's G-Max move is called G-Max Armor Claw, which removes the target stats to 0. Both of those definitely sound like really awesome G-Max moves. There's also going to be a new legendary Pokemon called Sean Serene, which is going to be a water and steel type, and it's going to have the signature move called Scope Cannon, which is going to be a steel type special move that has a high chance of getting a critical hit, and the ability for this Pokemon is going to be Sniper. And then the really cool thing that it says here is the Galarian Championship Tournament can battle champions and gym leaders from past generations, and all Pokemon can now transfer from Pokemon Home. So this sounds really cool if this is going to happen. Basically, the Galarian Championship Tournament is going to become like the new Pokemon World Tournament if this ends up being true. You're basically going to be able to challenge all previous gym leaders and things like that. So you're going to be able to challenge like Brock and Misty and Blue, and that's going to be really awesome if you can bring back previous champions as well, like Cynthia and Steven. That would just be so awesome to have all of that finally inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and all Pokemon can now transfer from Pokemon Home. So that would also make a lot of sense as well, because we know that with these DLC expansions, they've added more Pokemon that weren't already part of Pokemon Sword and Shield, kind of like Talonflame inside of the Isle of Armor. And so we know, like right now, with all of the Pokemon, including the Crown Tundra, there's around like 200 or so Pokemon, I think, approximately 200-ish, that are still missing from Pokemon Sword and Shield. And so if this third DLC did come out and introduce that, or even if they have like another just DLC pass that has that, it could definitely make sense, because they could just add the remaining Pokemon. And so from all of that, every single Pokemon would finally be inside of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and the National Dex issue would be fixed. And so honestly, more DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield wouldn't really surprise me. I think that there's definitely a chance that it could happen, and especially if this just gives them more time to work on their next project. Like if this just means if we get more DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield, if it just means that Game Freak has more time to work on the Diamond and Pearl remakes or whatever they're working on to make them even better, I'm all for it. I will definitely get more DLC into Pokemon Sword and Shield. I definitely don't mind if it means that the next project is going to have way more time and effort put into it, so I wouldn't really mind it, and I could totally see more DLC coming into these games. And so there you go, guys, that is the potential leak or rumor about the Crown Tundra, and potentially even more DLC coming into Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button, and also comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this. What do you guys think about this stuff about the Crown Tundra, as well as the possibility of even more DLC coming into Pokemon Sword and Shield? Do you guys think that it would happen? Would you be okay with it? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.